.360 no-scope! It's the gods! What? I died? Hello, and welcome to WedNESday. 1 week ago, I ignorantly proclaimed this. Castlevania. I'm sure there will be nothing in that game that I consider to be complete and utter bullcrap. I said that in jest because one of my favorite videos on YouTube is the Sequelitis series. I've seen each episode probably upwards of 20 times each. I understand that Castlevania is a bit crafty in its level design, but whatever. After watching a video about the game several times, being able to dive into the thing myself has got to be fun. So boom, I start off as Simon Belmont. That classic video game tune fills the air and I'm playing. I break these fire things so I can have a better whip, and then I head right on into the castle. And the first level does a pretty good job of teaching the player its limits and goals. I go into the basement and I have to face some pelagic nightmares. I don't know what they actually are. They kind of look like Kappas, but I gotta be honest, I already played the first level of this game when I got footage for the top 10 axes in video games. And much like that video, the axe comes in handy here to make the boss fight not just possible, but a lot of fun too. Alright, now we're here at level 2, or stage 4. Huh? But whatever, I fight upwards and then I run into the Medusa Hall, which has me void Medusa heads, and because I suck with Simon's weird whip delay, I get hit a few times. Whatever, NBD. But you know what is a PD? The Medusa Pits. This is bullcrap. You get one shot with very little time to hit the Medusa head, and I feel it necessary to point out again, but because of the weird whip delay, it is really easy to miss. And if you miss, you get staggered to death. Whatever, eventually I get past them with only a little bit of damage, so I break open the wall to grab a chicken and I eat it and heal up, and then I get killed by this trap even though it didn't squish me, it hit me in the stomach. What? Then I fight the Queen Medusa Head. She might be a tough fight, but my friend the Candle handed me a stopwatch before the fight, so whoop-ah, whoop-ah, whoop-oh! After that, we go to a series of moss-covered levels. Not much to say here except that I hate the crows, just like the lady from Clock Tower. Also, the placement of this Skelly Man was less than fair. Whatever, I memorized that he's gonna jump at me, I run away from the birds, nothing too difficult. And then I fight the boss of this level, and it was some mummies. 2 tough enemies to beat, but I brought the stopwatch with me, and it does not work. Crap, die mummies, die! Hey, I beat him with plenty of health to spare. Well, that's a wrap! After that, the kid gloves come off. I thought the Skelly Man and the bird were cheap. Nope, the level after this is legendary. Now listen, I am not the type of guy to say, ugh, this is literally impossible. If I die in Smash or against Sans for the 40th time, before I call it unfair, I make sure that I did indeed make a wrong action that led to my death. That said, how is any of this fair? This is literally impossible. Okay, I can't land on Skellyman. This guy fell on me and there was no way for me to attack him. This bat is not at a whippable height. I did not know that I needed to duck here. What is that? I cannot defend myself from getting knocked off of the platform if the guy falls down on me. The area after this is a scene from Dumbo.
So look out for Mr. Stork, and let me tell you, friend, don't try to get away. He'll find you in the end.
Now when I watched that in the movie, I thought it was be on the lookout for Mr. Stork. He's out there, he exists, he's bringing babies. However, in this game, watch out for Mr. Stork is a literal warning. Mr. Stork wants you dead, and he's bringing goblins to exact his revenge. Fortunately, their LZ is fairly predictable, and I always meet them with a whoosh. After that, I enter an area to be greeted by
skeleton, snake, dragon heads from the wall.
I freeze time and kill him and his brother, and then I forgot about some wall chickens, so I had to send back, and then I had an annoying fight. Now, keep in mind, I use suspense states because this game would be unnecessarily frustrating without them. However, it still took probably over 20 attempts to beat Frankenstein's monster and this flying goblin. I mean, I died a lot. I think it's also worth mentioning that I feel without suspense states, I would need to use a continue after each death because it takes away my whip, my items, my heart, and if I die, it means I'm going to die again. It probably took 15 attempts to learn the goblin's attack pattern. How can anyone learn the attack pattern if, after messing up, you need to go through 7 minutes of stressful platforming just for a 30-second attempt to fight this guy? Whatever. After the 20 rounds, I beat him and it felt amazing. After that, we went to the lab and they toned down the bullcrap a little. But honestly, after Capapalooza from the last area, Double Dragon's level seemed fair and balanced. Like Fox News! And then I ran into a knight guy who throws boomerang axes and can take quite a few strikes. After grabbing myself some wall chicken, I ran into a rather infamous room. Medusa heads and knights. I would like to mention that I actually love this part. Dodging attacks, judging when it's okay to advance, jump attack, getting in and killing the dudes, dodging high damage strikes. This is a pure test of skill. This boss is a test of pure patience, and oh boy is he. Keep in mind that even with full HP, this boss and the Hall of Knights only allow you to be hit 4 times overall. How come in addition to making the level design more devious, they also basically lower Simon's HP? Whatever, I got to this guy with 2 hits and probably lost about 30 times. He sweeps at you while these scythes just destroy you, and sometimes they spawn right where you are, and then they heat sink you? It's a pain. After about 30 losses, I figured I needed 4 hits to beat him. So I let him kill me, and then I went through the level again, making sure to not get hit for the entire level. And that includes the hall. Made it through, and boy howdy does 2 hits make the difference. See, I trained myself to almost win with 2 hits. When I went and effectively doubled my HP, it was an easy fight. But keep in mind, I had died 40 times, and I had my patience pushed to its max. So the next level had unavoidable high HP bats, nonsense Skellyman placement, and look at this! There's like 40 storks airlifting in like 80 goblins that can attack faster than I can even identify in my brain! This was the final straw. I don't feel like I need to kill Dracula. I mean, I literally murdered Death himself. And the very fact that this game is getting increasingly more difficult, it just doesn't tickle my pickle. So, is Castlevania a good game? I don't know. Honestly, it's on 2 extremes for me. Like what makes a game absolutely great, and what makes a game absolutely abysmal. On the great hand, there's a lot of fun to be had in this game. It's a lot of fun walking towards that knight, dodging the Medusas, landing the hits, when you're fighting 2 mummies and you beat them with just a sliver of health left. That's fun. On the other hand, it is so cheap. There were so many cheap deaths in this game. How about a little montage? So, honestly, it had some of the best gameplay I've ever seen. And some of the worst. I honestly can't say definitively if I like the game or not. Let's see if I can guess what I'm gonna think of next week's game. Dr. Mario? Slightly above average puzzle game? We'll see.